Next up, we've got the rematch. It's BBL. And my, oh my, Mitch, we know what the BBL fans will deliver when it comes to chat. I'll be careful, though. You reminded me, Mitch. I do this every now and again. When I say type giveaway in chat, just do it once. Follow the link, you know. Don't spam. I don't want you getting banned, timed out. I don't want to be blamed or tweeted at for doing that stuff to you guys. And when you're spamming for your favorite team, probably wise to listen to the same advice. Do it once and then just keep calm. Enjoy the games. Watch it all go down. That's what we're doing. But Mitch, you mentioned it before we went to the break, right? It was a 13-2 scoreline for BBL to destroy AT. It was on Haven, so maybe we'll see a different map come in. Maybe that'll be the opportunity for them. I think that's what they're going to have to look for, right? Try and flex something else in there.
Yeah, at this stage, we've seen Angry Titans play Haven twice. Once was versus Zip and Go Kill, and it was a 13-11 loss. Like, that's pretty tight. Yeah. Versus a team that, I mean, Zip and Go Kill, they're not a team to really underestimate, are they? Now FPX, no. Of course. So they obviously felt confident with that win under their belt, or that close loss. And then the 13-2. Now, I reckon they're probably, they're going to come in and ban Haven realistically.
Yeah, you might learn your lesson, right, when it comes to it. And remember, this is for the last spot in Group D. This is BBL showing that, okay, we did it once, we'll do it again, it'll be no problem. But I have a feeling, just looking at the players that you have on Angry Titans, that you can't underestimate them. There's some players here with a lot of skill from different games. Coldamenta used to be a top-level pro player in PUBG, been at some of the big events worldwide in PUBG as well. You got T-Sac. Now, for him, right, he comes in from playing Sources when I last remember him in the UK scene. He was on Four Kings. They won some big EPL events and stuff like that. But this is a long time ago. I don't know if he had much success when it came to CSGO, though. So it's more if he's come back for Valorant. We definitely know he can play FPS titles. But to what level, to how he'll be able to throw down, that's going to be a whole other story.
You got to remember as well, when you look at Angry Titans, you might look at the game earlier and go 13-2, right? They lost. This is going to be a stomp for BBL. Yeah. I really don't think so. This team participated in the qualifier for the Allied Odyssey. They made it the whole way. They almost knocked Zip and Go Kill, aka FPX, out of that. It was a 2-1 win for Zip and Go Kill at the time. And that was with, let's go back through the maps, a 13-1 win on Bind, where they just got dominated. But then, Project SW, as they were known at the time, or Angry Titans now, they won on Split 15-13 and 13-11 lost Haven. Like, that was, they were 2 rounds away from knocking FPX out of that qualifier, who then went through to the finals, remember? So, this is a capable team. This is not someone that should be, I'm not saying they shouldn't lose to BBL. BBL definitely still a solid team, even without CNED there from what we're seeing. But they shouldn't get 13-2'd. This one has to be much closer.
Yeah, they got to show us their A game when it comes to it. Now, when we're looking at the side of BBL, though, Aslan, for me, he can have these amazing games. I called him the turret when they were playing Ascent. They were pushing G2 to their limits, right? He was able to lock it down on the defensive side. But then also, on the flip side of it all, he can have games where you go, ooh, Aslan, you're getting over-aggressive, because you feel like the confidence builds up in him, and then he's like, oh god, no, I don't control myself, because like it goes far too much, right? He's like pushing positions where he shouldn't. He's not holding back enough, and that can always be problematic. But what we should take a look at, Mitch, and I still want to compare this to your stats eventually, this is the 3D aim training side of things for these players, because we're going to get Mitch to have a go, and we're going to bring his stats up to compare against the rest of these. Now, this is against aim from BBL, and well, he's in the top 1% for everything. We didn't see that on Destrian.
No, and Destrian delivered one hell of a performance. AIM-DLL, excuse me, is the player that's coming in to replace CNED, and obviously big boots to fill, but evidently he's filling them. Those are some impressive stats right there. Top one, look at that. It's not only the top ones, it's like kills per second, undershoot, average time to kill, all top 1%. Yeah, I'm not going to do these stats. I don't want to do this.
So I'll give it a go then, Mitch, right? Because I'm not a wimp like you.
We'll both
what I want, though, is everyone in Twitch chat to go on 3daimtrainer.com and actually give it a go and just see, because like people look at these stats, right? I know what Twitch chat's like. They'll look at the stats and go, I can do that. I can do that. Cool. Do it and then tweet us the results. I don't want to see you type the results. I want a screenshot of your results that you get, right? I want to see the real deal, because it's probably not as easy as these players make it look like. It never is.
No. I mean, how many times, Banks? It happens to us all the time. We come in, we watch some, whether it's Valorant, Counter-Strike, then we go back and we're like, all right, we're in our hotel rooms, like, let's play some games, Banks. Yeah, we're gonna win. I'm gonna do what I saw Scream do today. I peek a corner and I'm like, I'm dead. What? This didn't happen in the game. What's that about? And it looks so easy when you're in this seat, but when you're holding up mouse and keyboard, different ball game.
Yeah, it's the biggest thing, right? When you do events, I'll always do an event, get so hyped up from all these amazing players, and I'll sit down on my computer and I'll be like, I'm gonna frag out. And then you go and you queue a game, you even queue a game like a 5-stack with friends, and you go, oh yeah, I ain't that good. And that's the thing, you may watch the games, you may enjoy the games, but to be at this level, to play like these guys do, it's a whole different thing. Oh, Mitch, we got a send, my favorite map. I'm all down to see it, and I'm all down to see if Angry Titans could at least put up a better performance. We see both teams of Killjoys in, though. This is something new. And actually, no Cypher for either side. So is this just like a Cypher replacing the Killjoy? Ooh.
Yeah, look, I guess they want to leave themselves with still some opportunities to get those pushes down. We see Sova as a very integral part of this map and finding information plays. But the fact that we're coming in with obviously no Cypher and the Killjoy replacement, this is something that I think day one, when I heard the announcement, so this is going to be paused, right? They're going to redo this because I saw some of the players disconnect in chat.
Okay.
So I think they're gonna have to restart. But we've seen Killjoy obviously come into, as soon as she was announced, it was like, okay, so it's Cypher but better. But then you start to realize with teams adapting and not playing Sage, that was the thing I looked at, was that, okay, you're going to have no Sage, you're going to have a Cypher and a Killjoy. Haven't seen that come out just yet, but as David P said earlier in the interview, that is massively overpowered. If you've got both of those map controllers, you can do so much damage. Now, I'm excited to see what BBL have got in store for us, because they're the ones that pulled it out on attack, right? So, not something you see every day. There's definitely potential for a Killjoy on attack. I feel like her Nano Swarm is going to be able to go through and just basically be an extra, well, 2 extra Molotovs for you to play off. Like a Cypher cage that does damage, essentially. And clearing out corners can then be much easier, obviously, if you can get those into position. You can use their utility to bait out as you peek. But from what we've seen until right now, Killjoy has been next to useless on attack.
Now, one thing, right? I had some guy tweet at me, and he was like, "Oh, you think like Scream's reign is good? You should see tens." And I'm like, "Yeah, cool. That's all well and good. I'm not going to complain about that. But one thing, you can't say anything until these guys go head to head. And just, you know what? The thing I love about this is I'm all down for people really enjoying how tens plays. I'm real down for people how they enjoy the NA play style. But the styles are so different that I'm just waiting, Mitch, waiting till we can get these big events going down and we can see world events for the best of the best going up against each other. Because one thing I love about the Americans, they got the smack talk, right? But Artis has got a bit of his own in there. Maybe not as much as the rest of the Europeans, right? Artis is on a level of his own when it comes to it. But everyone's hungry to see these matchups go down. And I just feel at the moment that like there's certain players within each region that have their own unique way of using the agents that isn't currently like mimicked, right? You can't copy the style that Scream has and the way he uses it. You can't copy the speed he has at popping the abilities, and it's more like his mechanical sense that I'm down for. Where Tens is just raw fragging power, right? He can just deliver, but he's more like committing to the fights is how I would look at it, especially when I'm just comparing from what I've watched on both of them.
So a couple of years back, I described Tens as a fine wine. It's like he's going to take a little bit to age to get on a couple bigger teams and really learn the ropes of competitive FPS at the top level.
Okay.
But when he gets there, oh my, he's one of my favorite players to watch. Has been ever since I did back in like the Rank S and Rank G shows. Yep. Seeing this guy frag out like an animal was nuts. I remember he stood in for the IM Chicago qualifiers back 2 years ago, I think. And he was distinctive because he was the first player I'd ever seen pulling out, and I'm not even exaggerating this, 360 no-scopes in a competitive best-of-1 single elimination tournament to get to IM Chicago. He ran down middle on Inferno, jumping 360 and started quick-scoping people. And I was like, what is this? Are we allowed to do that now? Like, what is that? Like, it was ridiculous. He's so individually skilled. So actually, I reckon I'm going to make a call, right? Within 2 years, if Valorant is at the stage, if it's big enough, it only matters if the scene is big enough. But if it is, Tens will be on an EU team. Well, he'll get picked up.
I'm going to say right straight out of it, Tens at the moment, He's 19 years old. He's rocking it.
Uh-huh.
The two players that are rocking it on this head-to-head right now is AIM DLL and Hardquest up here right now. And actually, when you look at the average combat score, AT, they kind of got the player advantage in it, but it's all about the teamwork. It's all about the team play. This is Ascent. This is the decider match. One of these two teams will be going forward to the playoffs, and one of these teams will be eliminated already. The push is already happening. It's going straight into B. T-Sack is trying to shoot off the sides here with the Ghost. He's going to back away, though. Doesn't want to go down too early. They're going to push for control, but they're still going to deal with the players. Hardquest already on this fast rotate. Nicely done. Takes that aim in DLL, who was backed up on the wall, put himself up high to try and get the extra vision. And for now, Angry Titans, they got a bit of a lead in this, at least by one player. Aslan, he's keeping the walls, giving defense, but he's being shot up through it. The nades also go out towards him. They'll hold strong for now. Ooh, position's going to be actually hidden for the moment. Russ is pushing on forward, but that's not going to be good enough. They're all going down slowly, but back and forth. Chat comes in, and there we go. It will go to Angry Titans. A good retake on their defensive side. A bit of back and forth to kick things off with there. And see, I love the smart plays in this. You're going to go and change it up. You want to give Jet the chance.
Okay, Gazi. On the Jet, I wonder how much we're going to see. Both teams, right? They're coming in with close to identical lineups, but obviously then you've got the Rays coming in over towards the Angry Titan side. Plays the Sage. And it's almost like it's a bit topsy-turvy. You got the Sage on the attacking side and the Rays on defense. And you can see the different approaches of the teams in that regard. Obviously, Angry Titans look to take map control off the back of more aggressive plays, you would imagine, especially with the Rays in play, at least dealing the early damage. Whereas then over towards the BBL side, they'll be looking towards obviously playing more as a team, getting the reses up. We mentioned the impact of the res on, the revive over on the attacking side can be used much more. The turret, it's already spotted a couple of players. They know now that at least they're pushing on through. And look, they're distracted as they come on in, trying to deal with it and giving an opportunity for some duels to go down and towards the defender's favor.
Yeah. AT just standing strong, not really being pressured far too much here. Hardquest is just getting up close and personal. That was an easy one for him to pick up. A quick 2-0, but it is what you expect. I just kind of thought BBL would find at least a kill, be able to push in a bit there, but it was a very solid defensive play coming out from Angry Titans. But this is the all-important round, Mitch. This is the one we look forward to see how it goes down. It's the buy-up coming in, and how many Spectres are going to be kept here? Are they just not going to upgrade at all?
It's a risky play, right? But one that can definitely work out for you if you're able to just play in with these weaker weapons and at least deal enough damage, get your ults charged up perhaps, then you can find yourself at least with that economic advantage.
Yeah. Taking
away the weapons from your opponents early. There's the early usage of the Nano Swarm to try and keep them back, allow the fight to go down, and T-Sack, although he's traded out in a Spectre fight, you're going to be happy with that.
Yeah, you'll take that, no doubt. Aslan, though, starting to make an aggressive push forward. Will gain control of Gardens, and actually, nicely done. Pushes on forward, maybe on low health, but instantly gets healed back up into it. Certainly winnable now for BBL with the one-man advantage. Hardquest trying to find his way all the way through. Oh, Dawn, you're not going to ring that long-range duel. His hardest. He's able to get one. He's the one with the bigger weapon in his hand, but they were ready and waiting for him. He's dealt with no problem, and BBL with the guns in their hands, a lot better for them.
They are, yeah. It went a lot better, but here's the problem. Now you come up against the full buy by Angry Titans.
The real weapons.
No more Spectres, yeah. The real weapons, the big boys, and look over towards Coldamenta. It is the big boy indeed. The Odin coming through now. If you're from Counter-Strike, you might think he's bought the most expensive heavy or light machine gun. This guy's trolling, right? But no. Look at how he's going to use it. An early shock dart, or an early recon, excuse me, through B main. If he spots them out, then it's trouble. Because he's going to spray away the Odin that hasn't found any victims just yet.
Well, Kegassi there got super aggressive. Actually paid off for him. Playing off the back of the smokes. Rush certainly didn't expect it either. Already putting the door down, which means they want to forego the control of Garden for now. BBL looking to have some presence towards mid. But Kagasi, he's point man for this one. He's ready for any mistakes to be made. Oh, the timing! He gets dropped to 30 health. He tries to back away, but it didn't work out at all. BBL, they can push on forward on this with actually little to no resistance. See the drone going out, but they're not going to find anything for now. Wall's going to go up. No chance of that door going down. They can just push up on more forward. Oh, this could be nice, though. It's got to be all about the spray control, but he's getting tagged up. His teammates there to back him up, though. Aslan looking to be the one to try and find the entry, and he needs to get this second shot in. Orb's going to go out. They try to push on it. Kagasi still very low on health. No chance of those heals. Ooh, low on health, but Hardest uses the ult, commits to it, and a very nice defense there, despite how badly it actually started to go for him.
3-1. Angry Titans. They've done the work. I mean, Coldamenta got a kill at least, and was forced back completely. I don't know what else he could have done, really. What, he was lit to 20 HP or so? Then you lose your support from T-Sac. At that point, I'm thinking the round's gone. Yeah, that should have been BBL just steamrolling. And yet 3 rounds. Angry Titans, hey, they're already doing better than the last time they faced BBL, right? Round 1. But as I said, you know, that 13-2, it shouldn't have happened. This is a much better team than really deserves that kind of scoreline. And realistically, up against BBL, I expect this to be a very close game. That's what we said previewing the group stages. What a shot by Kagasi. My God, that tingled me.
Kagasi, fast and furious, operator in hand, gets the opening pick, will just fall back. Aslan just walks straight into Dawn, isn't even able to check it. Russ wants to get something going with his ultimate popped, but you're already in a 3v5. It's going to take something incredible for him to try and get this done. And there's also the Killjoy and Jet ult up for Angry Titans. Kagasi's just holding the angle. He makes it look easy. Not so ideal for Hardest there. And actually, LVL, he's just putting him right with that Sheriff. Kero could make some magic happen. They deal away with the turret, but they're still very low on health here. The heals come in. DLL onto himself. Going to place the wall up as well. Look how they want to try and defend this. The revive in play might be the difference maker, at least putting it into a 3 versus 3. But it's all about the weapons, and I love this. Kero, low on health, passes over the weapon, gives them a chance with this. Might be the sacrificial lamb in this one. But Coldamenta, oh dear. Now only the Jet to deal with it. He's far too far away. Oh, Russ.
He might,
oh, too slow. Far too slow. 4-1. BBL committed a lot to it, but it didn't really hit the mark.
I don't like. That's such a hard round to win, and for BBL, they committed the res to it and everything. As soon as lockdown comes in, you have to push. You have to just rush them, because you see the problem there. They realize, okay, 7 seconds left. I'm going to start defusing. Those players have to push forward and try to destroy it. Otherwise, their weapons are just going to be stolen away and the round's already lost. And then, obviously, it gets even worse when the timing is just right. That last player, even with the dash, can't get into play. That's one of the beauties, I guess, of Killjoy. When used correctly in those kind of rounds, it's a free win. You know, or at least it swings it from being like a 50-50, 3v3, time is against you. Matter of fact, you're probably 40% chance of winning that, even lower. And all of a sudden, you're like 99% of the time you take that.
How is Coldamenta doing so much damage from afar? Oh, you just hear it rattle away. No charges. A big problem for him.
And again.
Yeah, he's just spamming it up, right? He's like, why not? I got all the bullets to use.
Vulnerable. DLL got it took away while that vulnerability was still up. There's the kill. They got a little bit too aggressive off of that.
Yeah. Akira wants to try and find some success. Pushes on in. Needs to be oh so careful. T-Sac looking to hold it down. One is not going to be good enough in this. Russ is up there taking shots at the operator. He's going to force Hardest away. And Coldamenta does have his Odin, but at this point, when you're on the retake, okay, he found success last time around. They're lined up for him. But this is where it's very difficult to make work.
Oh, well, he might be able to just spam that away.
Oh,
yeah, there you go.
Huge.
They've dealt with the lockdown. That's the ultimate wasted. That's a weird position to put it in, because it can be destroyed. I would even prefer it on the bomb itself. At that point, nice smoke.
Oh my!
This is so well played. Russ going through the smoke. Oh! Almost lined up. That was dangerous. Now they've got to get in there and defuse it, but Russ with one. Oh, no! Cold Amanda with the headshot just in time. Has he got it though? It's so close. Just about. Oh my God! What a round.
Oh my, Cold Amanda. I don't think I've seen an Odin clutch like that ever in a pro game. What is that? He's supposed to be using that as B to just smash them through the walls. Instead, he's like, this is a rifle. I'm used to PUBG recoil, and that is incredibly difficult. This is nothing to me. What a play.
Oh man, that was disgusting. Absolutely. So, really, just it comes down to the lockdown, man. If you put that in the right position, it could have been their round. Even behind like the default boxes, so that okay, they can destroy it, but they've got to peek you. You put it in a spot where they can just stand behind cover, spray through the wall, and you know that they've got an Odin. So that like sprays are where they really excel.
Lego's trying to find some success. He's able to damage them a bit, but it doesn't really matter. Dawnstrand stands strong, but it's only for one. And BBL, they're forcing their way in. This is much better. Headshots delivered, but they've still got to deal with the B-site holder, the man with the Odin in his hand. And right now, I would certainly fear him. The drone's going to spot him, but aim DLL, he's right behind it. They're playing it smart. They're playing off the corner of it. Lego spots out the final player. It's the Killjoy remaining. A 2v1. They're not even going for the spike plant just yet. Perfect wall. Good timing on it. It may get destroyed, but T-Sac, he has to commit a bit to it. Can't push in on this just yet either.
To the corners as you go on in. Spotted one. Now knows that both players are towards the side as well. Ooh, gotta be careful once you're spotted. Obviously, the sprays can come through that wall. Good headshot by T-Sac. Now down to the 1v1. It's winnable. Player peeking on the left. He has an idea. The swing and the shot for the 3K. Another round for Angry Titans. And BBL just can't get off the starting block.
CL_UTCH. Clutch, and the teabag as well. T-Sac giving him the sacks. And he's showing it in style. That's 2 rounds with big clutches coming up here. And BBL right now on ascent. It's looking very dangerous for him. They're getting close, but they can't seal the deal.
No, they can't. Like, even in a 2v1. And that's what really sucks, Banks. You know, whenever your opponents manage to find a clutch, it's always demotivating, right? When you're in a round that you should win. But when you're 6-1 down, I think it's a little bit worse. Because now it's going to be eating away at you. You've got to get up here. You've got to find the attacking rounds. Okay, in EU, typically you'll look at like a 7-5 defensive side scoreline in favor of the defense, as I said. But this is a little bit scary if they reach 7 within the first 8 rounds. That's can't allow that.
You're clawing at the walls, right, when you're in this position, because you're thinking right now, it could be 4-3. It should be 4-3 in their heads for BBL. But you can't let that get to you. You got to play your game. You got to know how good your defensive side normally is as well, and have faith in that. A revive having to be spent here straight away onto Russ. The benefit of them for BBL having a Sage in place, certainly. But look how many ults are online for Angry Titans. It's only the Killjoy without one. And T-Sac's been having a phenomenal game, so it won't be long till his is back up.
Getting scary, man. It is getting really damn scary for BBL. They're looking to just blitz into A. Look at this. Everybody's outside. They're ready to roll, but it has to be a heads-up aim duels going their way. They've got the Showstopper and the Hunter's Fury that can immediately crush their plans. Here comes the recon dart, giving away the push. Kagazi doesn't want to peek until after it's scanned, and there we go. The opening onto Kiro, shutting down one. 15 seconds left, but Hunter's Fury still online. This is dangerous. There goes the Showstopper clearing underneath. Can't get the gun out in time, though. It's a 2v2. This could be it. They've got to get that spike planted. They just about have enough time, I think. It's going to be tight. Oh, no. Just a second too late, a little less.
He picked it up right on the 3rd second, which meant there was no chance for it to go down. 7-1, and BBL can't catch a break, Mitch. This is like the most unlucky you could possibly be. 2 clutches lost. You even lose one to a goddamn Odin. And then we come in this, and it's like, oh, we nearly get the spike down. We got this chance. We wall them off. There's a chance for it. And then no. Time just doesn't work out. Angry Titans, you said about it. They're coming back into this, mate.
I'm sure that there were some people looking at the results and saying, well, why BBL and Angry Titans, right? This is just going to be another stomp for BBL, but this is what we warned about. Angry Titans are a damn good team. Project SW, they could have made it to the Allied Odyssey instead of FPX, of all teams. They were 2 rounds away from actually getting there over them. This is a ridiculous turnaround, though, on the last game that they played. And again, everything's going their way. Lego, he's just running out with a shock dart in hand. This guy doesn't care. He doesn't need a weapon. Well, maybe he does, because he lost the duel. And it's all down to Aslan, the turret banks. But with 2 bullets left, that's a pretty weak turret.
That's so unlucky. He could be a turret, Mitch. But when you're just having abilities thrown at you, you're low on health anyway. Hardest is like, hey, have a patch. There you go.
Yeah, I fancy a 4K right now, actually. Let me just chuck a blast back through.
And Hardest is the hardest in the server right now. He's rocking it.
Double the kills of the highest fragging player on BBL. Ooh, and Kiro, well, we did mention that, you know, typically Killjoy doesn't do a lot on attack. Well, I think we're seeing that. Clearly.
Yeah, this is the problem, right? It's going to be interesting to see how it is for TSAC when it goes on to his attacking side and how he wants to utilize it. You've praised a bit of his use of lockdown coming in there. Coldamenta back with the Odin, you know, why the hell not? It's just any gun for him. Like, you've played a bit of PUBG, right, Mitch? That game has some of the most insane recoil control and bullet drop-off that you have to control. And Coldamenta was playing right near the top of European PUBG. I covered him for a long time. Now, he's playing on a game like Valorant. You give him a weapon like an Odin, he's probably just thinking, cool, yeah, I'll learn this recoil. Won't take long.
It's easy, man. It's easy.
Just having a fun crack here. Why not?
Here we go. Artist wants to go through for a little bit more. The confidence still there, and Kiro having such a bad time. 1 kill on the board and another death now chalked up.
And Dawn, will he check the corner? Well, he doesn't even need to. Rush just pushes out into it. BBL are looking lost for now. Kagasi may miss the shot, but he'll have the information. Coldamenta's there again. Will he get any kills? Not this time around. Can BBL strike on this now? Smoke's going to go out. It's going to block the site. Kagasi charges away, and we'll be able to get out of there for now. It's going to be the retake of 4v3. Very difficult retake. There's 2 ults in play as well. Oh, he's pushing on it. Nicely done from Aslan. Comes in with a timing play. But how much more can he get? Hardest is ready and waiting for that to happen once again. Fool me once, but you won't fool me twice. The rocket's going to be popped. He can't find anyone just yet. Oh, be careful. What is going on? Back and forth. Dawn swings up on it. Good for 1, but look at that. It's the timing. Hardest, ready and waiting, commits the ult to it. May not pay off for him, but he knows his razor sharp aim is more than good enough. What is with this wordplay today?
You're having a rough time, Banks. I'll give you that. What was it?
I blame the Red Bull.
Verlado. I can't remember, but it was gorgeous.
We're good for it. We're good for it.
Earlier on, Banks was trying to say Valorando and instead started mentioning one of the pharaohs, I think, trying to summon him.
This is what happens when I'm enjoying Valorant too much.
well,
I'll just go back to going, ooh, ah.
That's your new job. Just
yeah, that's it. Just that.
Thanks. What do you make of that play?
Oh, that could go off so wrong. Someone clip Mitch doing that for me.
I've already got enough clips of you making noises, Banks. Don't worry. Don't you worry.
Hey, that's what this game can deliver on many occasions. Oh, T-Sac needs to be careful. What is he doing? He's tempting fate with it. Aslan's just pushing, but it's not going to work out for him. And there's no refrag. What's that? I don't understand. Oh, no! Hardest! He's lucky. He's so damn lucky. He could have wrecked maybe 3 players of them. But T-Sac and Dawn, it doesn't matter for them. They're still here, ready and waiting. Ascent is their map all day long, at least on the defensive side. And BBL, they're just not showing up.
So you could just about see it around the smoke, just a small pixel of it. What happened there was T-Sac peeked, and he peeked in order to pop the nano swarm. So that stopped the other player from pushing through. Lego was stuck on the other side, leaving Aslan to try and take that fight by himself. And so as he swung, obviously no refrag come through because Lego was stuck. It was an unfortunate turn of events with the kill not going to Aslan. I think you're seeing the ideal way there to use the Nano Swarm. Like, it's good if you can manage to find yourself a kill with it. It's absolutely great, but in reality, a lot of the time you're going to see it used to split your opponents. Once you know one player is pushed by, you activate it. It might do a little bit of damage, but versus top level teams, you're not going to see it having these 4 or 5Ks the way you've seen it in the matchmaking games. But if you can do that, if you can take a position where 2 players are trying to play off each other and trade you out, and you can all of a sudden split them into 2 1v1s, that's exactly what Killjoy is for. I also want to mention the turret positioning. You saw previously it was put up above the cinder blocks. Now it's put down below and the over towards the A site. So the logic of that is that it's going to actually spot them. If they push out, typically players will go towards the door, right, to close it. So if they do that, the turret will spot them as they come into range of the Nano Swarm, at which point you can activate Nano Swarm and potentially even get a kill with them.
Oh, Aslan! Huge use of the ultimate. It's paid off for him. But he needs more than just 1 kill. They're on the hunt. They're looking for him. But will they check all the corners? They start to swing on him. He's good for at least 2, which is nice and keeps him in an advantageous position here. And Mitch, last time when these 2 teams played earlier today, Haven, it was 10-2 to BBL on their attacking side. Angry Titans are now looking to get potentially 11-1 or 10-2, depending on how it goes. But this time on their defensive side, showing them that we can defend. And now it's all on Kiro and Lego as Lego falls. Oh, the ult's up in the air, but he's ready for it. Kiro doesn't check his corners. It's 11-1 and BBL. The pistol round has to be won. It's just literally a must. Oh, God, I never expected this to be so awful for BBL. I feel sorry for him. I feel the pain that all of the fans in chat are feeling.
I think much more time needs to be spent on Killjoy for some of these players. Look at that final lockdown. Again, it doesn't cover the back of the site. So you are giving them a small angle to play off of. Now, if it just leaves the corner, I'm fine with that. Because if it's just the corner, you can raise nade it in that 2v2. But because it was actually available back corner on both sides and a little bit of extra space, that nade could have been avoided. So, again, it's just like a couple inches between hitting it perfectly so that everybody is stunned and everyone loses their weapon. And being a little bit too shallow and giving them an opportunity to hide away.
11-1. Angry Titans now on their attacking side. BBL need to bring out the performance of their lives. This is fighting for survival in the tournament, trying to make it to playoffs. Certainly not going to be easy either way here, Mitch. We've seen a crazy game.
At the very least, this is where the Killjoy on BBL can feel that little bit more comfortable.
Yep.
Obviously,
but you hope so.
Well, yeah, it's not like Kiro can look much more uncomfortable, at least. That's always the upside in this situation. It can't get worse, I don't think.
Don't jinx him. Come on, Mitch. Don't do it to him. Don't make it worse. You know the commentators
kills himself with a nano swarm. It's like, oh no.
If this happens now, you are going to be hated by everyone in the Turkish community. After all the nice praise we've given to BBL, you potentially just ruined this man's chances.
Oh no. Look, it is very hard to attack with the Killjoy. I think it was a very odd choice by BBL. Now they get a chance to defend. They need to win this pistol. It has to go their way.
Well, it's a good start at least. This is a really good start. So much better from BBL. Pistols in hand, but Dawn doesn't want to give up. They say guns at high noon. It could be guns at dawn, at least with the pistols in hand. Rusto looking to try and get the finish off here. Be careful. Pokes up into it. Still delivers the final 2. The spike will be defused. And that is so much better. But still, Mitch, they've got a long road ahead of them.
Hey, I got to say, Russ has been huge this tournament. He's stepping up into the boots of CNET. He's playing the operator. This is his 3rd game in officials as Jet. And he's played so well. Typically, he was the Sage. That's been given over to AIM DLL, the new player into the lineup. Obviously, Kiro pushed over to playing on the Killjoy now instead of a Cypher. Definitely haven't seen enough from that, but I feel like that it's not even so much down to the Killjoy herself. I think the old placement was a little bit off, but outside of that, Kiro's just had a bad game, and that's the be-all and end-all of it.
Look at this buy coming out from Angry Titans, though. This screams incredible confidence. they're matching the fact that BBL will likely have a few players like Russ here just on Ghosts. They've got Spectres and a Sheriff in play. Oh my. They are just going to be charging forward. Yes, checking all their corners, playing it smart. I'm all down for this. But the question is, does BBL have enough to deal with this? A 5-man push onto a site. The paranoia's gone out as well. This is oh so scary for him. Russ has already started to push his way up. Oh, it wasn't the paranoia, it's just the orb. Okay, so that's not too bad. But then it goes out. Kiro off the side. Oh, this is all going wrong for BBL. They're getting destroyed. Aim DLL tries to bounce back. He's got a ghost in hand. But it's 2 versus 4 with a spike down. You are limited on what you can fight with here. Lego trying to make that shock dart work for him. Slows out as well with just a ghost for DLL and very little chance to grab yourself a weapon. Lego, that's a nice one to pick up. He needs to deliver a hell of a lot more. They get rid of the turret, but Kagasi is there. Less than ideal. They're just going to push up into the Vandal some more. Another headshot delivered. It's 12-2. They're on match point. And this could be the ultimate rematch on a different map where Angry Titans say anything you can do, we can do potentially exactly the same, or just slightly a little bit worse.
Just anything you can do, we can do a little bit worse than you, but we can do it.
Well, they can do it. If it goes 13-2, they do exactly the same. If they get 13-3 or 13-4, then they do it a little bit worse, you know?
I don't think it quite matches the sentiment of the song originally. Like,
wait, I gotta mix it up, you know?
I am slightly worse at.
Try to sing it. Go on, Mitch. Do it again.
No, God, no. So, yeah, here's the thing, right? BBL taking that buy in the previous round, I really don't like it. Like, that is the kind of thing where you're like, oh, well, hedge your bets on us winning this, but just in case we lose a few players, you know, future proof. There is no future. There's no future proof whatsoever. It's like being 90 years old and taking out a mortgage. You're not gonna, no, you're never gonna pay that off. All right, just accept it right now.
That's my game plan. Why do you think I'm waiting?
It's just you don't start a pension at 90. You know, it's the normal thing. And BBL, they're really suffering because of it. All right, you got to invest everything because you need every round from that point forward. And if you lose, we'll then just deal with the weaker buy. But instead, they hedged their bets, and Angry Titans did the perfect read on that. It was so smart to force buy up.
MDLL might give them a chance with it, but he needs to deliver so much more. He's being very careful, heals himself up, but he needs the backup of his teammate. He doesn't want to allow his head to show far too much here. 2 versus 2, it's winnable, but it's going to take a hell of a lot here. Oh, you saw him, Kagasi! You saw him! Eyes, vision, not the perfect play, but Lego finishes it off. It will be anything you can do. We can do maybe a little bit worse because BBL have at least got more rounds than what Angry Titans got. There we go, Mitch.
You sing it for me. I've made it happen.
I've already made a fool of myself with saying words. You are the one that will have to sing, not me. I'm leaving this up to you.
I'm okay. I'll pass. I'll pass.
Yeah, look at you. Yeah, you escaped this, right? Just make me look stupid. I'm fine with that. Okay, yeah, whatever. I see how this is.
You do a good enough job of that yourself, thanks. But look, BBL 12-3, and there's not a lot we can say about this. Make it a short death segment afterwards. But no, look, at the end of the day, Killjoy attack, not a great composition, but it's nothing to do with that. It really isn't. You cannot pin that on that one decision.
No.
Like, typically they would have had a cipher anyways, so it's not like it would have brought a million times more value. More value, definitely, than what it did, but not enough that they would be in a far better spot than where they currently are. This is Angry Titans showing up, looking for revenge, and dominating in every aim duel. This is amazing ult usage from them. There we go, straight onto Aslan, but in the smoke, Kiro's good for one. Nothing else.
Yeah, needed a little bit more. Still doable, but it's going to take a hell of a lot again from the Sage and Sova. And look how aggressive the Omen is. The Shadow Warp straight down in front of Lego. Instantly his bolt's destroyed. The ult's gone out as well. 4v1. Aim DLL, you're the replacement for CNED, who has been such an incredible player for BBL. And well, you had some big boots to fill. Seems like they were far too big. The good spray comes in, but Dawn just swings on it. 13-3. Angry Titans will be making it through to the playoff stages ahead of BBL. They may have won in the first match, but in the rematch on Ascent, it was all about Angry Titans, and they look great from start to finish, Mitch.
Oh, they most certainly did. Everything about Angry Titans gameplay there was clean and clinical. I'm really surprised at how one-sided that was, because I came into this game and I said, you know what? This is where BBL shouldn't be winning. Not in the same way that they did before. I'm expecting a close game. I expected these two teams to be kind of trading out rounds, not trading out map. That's been insane, honestly.
Oh, Mitch, I'm just having a look over to update people what's going on. Liquid versus Skade happens again on Bind, and Skade are currently 10-7 ahead.
Oh no.
Yeah. This could be an interesting one of its own as well, to wait how to see the rest of the playoff games will go. Only time will tell. Maybe, I don't know, I'm throwing a complete open randomness out here, but maybe this possible production can throw us into a game once we've done the interviews and stuff. I'd love to try and see the ending of these kind of games, because give me more games to commentate. I'm all for it, you know.
I don't know if we can join. I know previously you couldn't join in the middle of a game, right? So I don't know if that's possible, but geez, I sure hope it is, because it's not possible. No, it's not possible. To do with the way the lobbies work, you have to be in at the very beginning. Fault.
It's all about just waiting for this game to be slightly more updated and get us to that point. But oh, that would be a dream. This is where the groups are at the moment, though. So Nip, Bonk, G2, FPX all made it through. Angry Titans have also made it through, and we're still waiting on the conclusions for the other games. Just to give you updates on it, it's 4-1 to Ricks over Giants at the moment. It's 0-0 on Big versus Need More DM, interestingly enough. Maybe that was a bit of a delayed start, or maybe we just not got the information just yet. It's 12-2. Well, obviously that's just one gone. I was just reading off the Angry Titans score. They went and won.
Yeah.
I'm just reading it up and down. And the Skade, I'm just going to keep refreshing that as much as possible, mate, because
I've got
Team Liquid surely can't
open.
go out. Oh, you got it open? Okay,
I've got it
there
open.
you go.
Yeah.
Give us the information, which is what happens.
Yeah, it's gonna be one hell of a game, really, like to keep an eye on. At the moment it's 10-8, so it's tight. It's tight like Liquid. Sorry, I'm actually, that was a genuine look. I don't know, we might go back and watch it later, Banks. I had a genuine look of shock on my face for like a minute, just trying to process that Liquid could actually go out in the group stages. What the hell? Like, we come into the tournament and we say, and I want, you know, we're not peddling fake news. We're saying, hey, every group is competitive here. There are no clear-cut second places. We said, though,
agreed,
it's a given. G2, FPX, Liquid, they go through, right? They 2-0 on their way. NIP maybe drop down. That was what we imagined. And then second place wasn't even worth predicting in any of these. And we've already had Liquid fail to top their group. If they don't make it through group stages, I might lose all my hair. It's been slowly falling away, and I think it might all be gone by the end of it.
Yeah, see, look, you're maybe 8 years younger than me, Mitch, but at least I still have all my hair, you know, and the beard is there as well, right? In comparison to you, at least I'm still on the sharp look when it comes to it. While we're waiting for the interview to come in, though, it's going to be an interesting one with the Angry Titans, guys. We should tell everyone that they've got a giveaway going on here at the event for 10,500 Valorant points. All you got to type is !giveaway once in chat and then follow the link. Don't spam it. Don't get yourself timed out. I've got to say as well to the BBL fans out there, do not worry and do not fear. Your team have just had a change in player. They lost CNED, who was an incredible player that we followed throughout the previous Ignition Series event here in Europe. And now, obviously, they've got to replace him. They've got to rework what they want to do. And changing one player can change a lot. It's not just an easy swap, right? Especially for a player as skilled as CNED. So I'm sure we'll see BBL bounce back. They showed us in a crazy good game in the first game. Then they lost, and then they've come back into it. So just give it some time, guys. Keep supporting them as well. You guys are some amazing fans. We've seen you now through 2 events, and it's non-stop happy support for these guys, right? They're pushing it all the time. Okay, so Liquid are coming back into this game, Mitch. I'll keep an eye on the score. I can't see what the actual... Maybe production can tell us what the score is at the moment on Big Need More DM, because it's not updating. They've got no score on it. There must be something happening. I'm sure.
Then,
I want to see it all go down.
Liquid have won another round, so it's now 10-9. It's getting nice and close, nice and competitive.
Okay.
Got me on edge on that one.
What is with Liquid like loving to be behind and then have to come back into it? Like,
dude, this is crazy, right? Let me. So that's a point that you've just made, right? And that is made off of feeling, right? How we felt casting their games. We've cast a lot of them. Let me now tell you. This is insane. This is honestly going to blow your mind. And I'm going to have to double check these stats, but I had to look through them. It seems to be accurate. When they start, so this is the first half, basically. When they start on the attacking side of Bind, 26% win rate. Defense, 32%. Haven, 31% attack. Their highest win rate when they in the first half is on Haven, the attacking side, and it's 31%. They lose the vast majority of their first halves, and they win the vast majority of their games.
Sometimes that's the way it can go, mate. Well, we've got an interview, and we're bringing in Cole Dementa from Angry Titans as they destroy BBL here on Ascent. Cole Dementa, how you doing, man? What a crazy game you guys just delivered.
Yeah, it was really good. We had a really good defense, and we managed to finish it off.
And you really did finish it off. Now, I want to come back to the first game you played against those guys, right? They 13-2'd you, but what went wrong from your side of things? Was it just to a slow start? What happened?
Well, it was a slow start. Like our first games are always like a bit rough. Let's say we need a lot of time to warm up. But apart from that, I think it was like a lot of unfortunate situations. We knew Heaven was their best map, but we still wanted to go for it, and I guess there was like a wrong decision. So, and also we lost both pistols and we lost a lot of clutches. So, yeah.
And what was your mindset though going into the rematch, right? Because you come up against them again, you've just lost heavily to them, you're going onto a different map, Ascent. Was there just more confidence, or did you just have a different game plan against them? How was it?
We were way more confident. I mean, just because we lost 13-2, we didn't think they were better than us. We still thought we were better, but we had like a really bad game on Heaven, and you know you need to go game by game with a new mindset for each game, and that's what we did.
Now, I used to commentate you in PUBG. Now I'm here covering you in Valorant as well, mate. How is this swap from PUBG to Valorant for you? And what made you make the choice? Because you were very good when it came to PUBG, and you clearly just showed us, especially with the Odin, the recoil control was on point for this game.
Well, it was on point, but I mean, I had a really bad game, not gonna lie. I got carried, but it always feels good getting carried by your teammates. I like them. But yeah, I mean, coming from PUBG, it's a completely different game. It's a completely type of shooter. So the transition was like, you know, a lot of grind. I left PUBG, I quit PUBG because I didn't have like enough motivation to keep playing as a professional, and I decided to go for Valorant, which I think is gonna be like the best esport. So yeah.
Hey, strong words. Now, when it comes to Valorant as an esport, and you coming from PUBG, right? Was there something like you saw within the game, as in like transition wise, that it was easier for you? Because a lot of people come from like CS or Overwatch or something. But what do you think helped you from PUBG coming into Valorant? If anything, maybe nothing helped you.
I mean, probably nothing. Not gonna lie. There is nothing similar. I mean, apart from I guess, I mean, as being like a professional player, like knowing how to play in a team and knowing how to take things serious and what you need to do in order to succeed in esports. But apart from that, it's a completely different game. So not much. Like everything is different.
And for you as your team, right, you've now made it to the playoffs here as well, which is a huge accomplishment already. But how did this team actually come together? How did you guys all find each other? Because you see quite a mix of players and personalities within it.
Yeah, that's true. Well, there was open tryouts that we did for this team. There was a lot of tryouts. It was like 2 or 3 weeks. They tried several people. I don't know, maybe like around 30 players. And after that, they made the decision to pick us up. We played together, we liked it, and yeah, that's what happened. Like basically tryouts, because we didn't know each other from before. Well, some did, I think, but only two. Like Hades and Kegasi played together in Overwatch, or they know from before, at least from Gigan.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome, man. That's a great way for it to work. Hard trials, but you made it through, and you also made it to playoffs. So, Cole Dementa, thank you very much for your time, my man. I'm sure we'll be speaking to you going on forward. Enjoy the rest of the tournament.
I hope so. Thank you.
Great stuff coming out there from him, right? Coming from PUBG, trying to rock it now in Valorant. He's saying not much really helped him, because when I first looked at it, right, as someone who covered PUBG quite a lot, I was looking at PUBG and thinking, okay, maybe the ability side, right, the kind of mechanics that you have to use, the quick pressing and stuff might be something huge that comes up. But Cold Dement's just like, nothing really. I'm just taking the approach of a pro player, committed it to this game, and so far, so good, it's working out. But for now, Mitch, that's all from us. We're going to a quick break, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you come back, because we'll be moving into the playoffs real soon. And my, oh my, it's only going to get better from here.